Howdy ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast. This is episode 582. This is your Detroit Lions podcast, the official Detroit Lions podcast. We're doing it live. I'm your dashing host, Chris. With me is my good friend and co-host, Michael Gray. I'm trying to get the words out and find my groove. It's hard.
Lock in, man. Let's go. Come on, get it together.
Things are this exciting, man. Oh, my goodness. Let's talk about, we got the game. We got the post-game presser. Yeah. We got a roundtable discussion. Your calls. A lot of stuff going on. You feeling excited about it, Mike? You feeling good?
I'm feeling excited about 3-1.
Yeah, it feels good.
We'll get into the game itself. 3-1's nice.
All right, we'll get right into it.
There's some stuff.
Are you ready to go, my man?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
All right. Woo, okay, kind of got the groove here. Feeling good. And into the Detroit Lions versus Cleveland Browns post-game show. I got to start out with, I know you're going to get us into the numbers here because that's what you do. And it's one of the reasons I love you. But team looked good. The team looked good and solid. There's all kinds of places where there was slop and there was cleanup and there's that kind of thing. Yeah. But we played the former number one defense in the league. And that they're number one because they cause problems, right? And
they're real good up front.
To put 34 bones on them is an impressive freaking feat. I said it in the Slack. I don't think any team is going to be the number one defense in the league after they play in the week after they play the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, well, it's a fair bet, and especially if Detroit's going to do what they did today and find other ways to score. It wasn't just the offensive show that put up 900 yards and 90 points in the last 2 weeks. Special teams kicking in. The Lions defense, which cannot seem to figure out when the game starts. That's 4 weeks in a row they've let a touchdown go on the opening drive. 4 weeks, every game.
This is like my mother-in-law. We have to tell them it starts 15 minutes before it actually starts.
I'm entirely uncomfortable comparing the Lions defense to your mother-in-law for a bunch of reasons I don't want to get into.
Oh man,
so something pulled a hammy. Anyway, no. See, that's not nice. No, but after that, defense is balling out. We talked about it a little bit on the post game last week. I know I hit on it in the gray area after the Ravens game. Aiden Hutchinson is now coming around. It looks like he's rounding back into the kind of form we saw last year. Lions PR was dropping some numbers on him and the clip at which he's piling up sacks and now forcing fumbles. The Hutch punch is real. He almost had multiple. He should have had two there, but for Brian Branch and a penalty. You got to like what you saw from the Lions defense. They made Cleveland's offense, which is terrible, look terrible. Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, no, and it really was a game about the offense against the defense of the Browns. And how many sacks was there on Mr. Goff today?
I don't think they got him.
None.
Did they?
No, I got zero sacks in mine. Pretty sharp with Myles Garrett on the other side for them not to get caught, man.
We just never play him again. Oh, he's a nightmare. That guy is a nightmare.
Got some love for Gray here. Michael Gray posted the battle for the Edmund Fitzgerald Great Lakes Classic Trophy. It was awesome. Go Lions.
Oh my God. You remember that? And this is where I get tense. People like, oh, you're a bandwagon fan. Like, no, I've been at this for a long time. When they came out with that trophy for a preseason game series, I just, what are we doing? Raider football.
Oh man, thank you, Tampa, Detroit Lion. Love you and your support all the time, man. Really cool. Big Dom, hell yeah. Goodbye, Flaccid Flacco. Was it true his kids were wearing like St. Brown and Gibbs jerseys?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's pretty.
Their favorite players are Lions.
It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. He lets the kids do it. You know what I mean? It's all right. You get to a certain age when he's like, I shouldn't be doing this. I don't know why anyone's paying me money for this.
I'll tell you what. If you saw him at the end of that game when he finally sat on the bench and they were going to put Gabriel in, he looked like a guy. Want to get away? Yeah, he's done. My daughter was asking me questions about him, like, well, didn't he win a Super Bowl like 20 years ago? I'm like, yeah, no, he's almost my age. Like, he shouldn't be out there right now. This isn't a good place for a guy that age.
Yeah.
I don't care what Aaron Rodgers did in Ireland this morning. It doesn't matter. Shouldn't be doing that at this age.
I heard he he mugged the backup quarterback for the Steelers. I mean, who else would it have been, right?
Right.
He needs to get some of that ayahuasca money. All right,
Oh,
so
boy.
hit the cave, go to the dark. Still looking and waiting for the post-game show to pop up. The Lions are handling it a little bit differently than they normally do here, so we're watching for it, but it's not here yet, so keep eyes are open. Let's talk about that 34-10. I mean, 24-point victory. Gibbs 91 yards. Monty, after all this talk, 12 yards. One hits, the other doesn't. When they both hit, it's going to be crazy as long as we don't have a spot where neither hit. I guess that was week 1, right?
Well, yeah, that's what that looked like. That's what that looked like against Green Bay. This defense is all kinds of legit. You knew they were going to give people headaches. I know I watched. I can't remember which one of the pre-shows that I watched. They prognosticized that the Lions would either be 3 and out or they'd score in 4 plays with big chunk plays, because that's kind of how you move the ball against Cleveland, and it looked a lot like that.
Yeah.
You know, they tried. Lord knows they tried with Jamo over and over and over again. Just could not get that connection right. And Jamo had a bad day, and there wasn't a heck of a lot of time in the pocket for Goff, so you got to expect that. But they were trying. It was in the game plan. They knew that was a weakness in that Cleveland defense. Yeah,
he's got to get those eyes open and those hands stickier, man. It's God. That was painful. He had some nice grabs though, so it's kind of the 50-50. It's always 50-50 with him, right? It's never the total breakout.
and Goff kept going to him, which I think is important, because you know, the last thing you want to do is have a guy who is having a bad game or struggling a little bit, and all of a sudden you get away from him, and now it becomes a compounding problem with confidence and reps and whatnot. And you can avoid all of that by just keep chucking the ball to him, and Goff did. I don't know if we're making enough of how well Goff is playing right now. I know you've been the Pied Piper of that parade for a long, long time, but man, oh man, just elite. I mean, the guy's just elite and doing whatever it takes in whatever situation. When they need to throw their way to a win, they do that. When they need to run their way to a win, you know, they do that. When they have a day like today where, let's be honest, the offense was kind of spitting and sputtering, he still finds a way. And makes the best out of all of the situations that he's put in. He's really, really playing well. Yeah.
It is, and evidently he's probably got some good players around him now, because that's what I was always told, is he's no good unless he's got support players around him that are good. So,
as opposed to all those other quarterbacks that win by dragging 10 trash hammers through the league.
Right.
Not how that works. Joe Montana looked pretty good thrown to Jerry Rice.
Yes, he did. Boy, maybe we could get him signed. He's still out there. I saw on TV. I want to ask you, what words came out of your mouth and what feelings hit your heart when you saw Hutch on the ground? What did Vilma call him? Oh, we'll talk about Vilma's stroke later. But
oh my God, can we just not with him anymore? Can we be done with Vilma and his word salad? That guy needs to be in the concussion protocol. Like, it's just, what are we doing? And yeah, when Aiden was on the turf, there were 4 people in my living room, and there wasn't a sound. Nobody said anything. Everybody was just, oh no. And then he hopped up and, okay.
His face when he was on the ground was scary, because he looked like he looked like it was a lot more serious than it wound up being. That stung, man. That stung for a minute.
Yeah. But, you know, move on. And he's fine. And the Lions have got other injury worries anyway. You know, we're going to be talking about that secondary at some point, I'm sure, once we get a little further into the week and get some sort of clarity on what's going on, both with Terrion Arnold and with Reed, because that's a huge dent in that defensive lineup going forward. And both of those look like maybe they're out a while. So Fingers crossed. We don't know anything yet.
What's weird about this team this year, though, is a lot of these injuries that they've gone down with that are like, oh no, oh shit, that's a big, they're popping back from them. Right, like even with Hutch today, like the look was like, oh no, this is this. I mean, his face, the grimace he had was like, this is a season ender. I was like, oh no, like I was like just dumbfounded, and then to see him walking off, I'm like, duh. Like, what do they got? Did they sign a contract with Satan here? Is this what we got? This magic healing power?
I think we've all got PTSD is what it is. I mean, there's times throughout the season where guys get dinged up and then they come back after a couple of plays. And after last year where nobody came back ever and they just kept piling up on the sideline, you start to think the worst. I mean, it was the same with Kirby Joseph. When he went off, I was like, oh no. And then at some point you're down, three of your four starting in the secondary are all gone. And what are we going to do? And I'm trying to remember who else is on the depth chart. I was in the Slack, Dorsey? Is Dorsey still a thing? I think Dorsey's still a thing, right? He's still on the roster. So, and sure enough, he is, by the way. So I'm on special teams. So him and Rock Yassin and Maddox, they're all going to have to play. And I imagine we'll see Brian Branch moving around, maybe playing nickel and stuff in the weeks to come as well.
Colin, best moment of the game was finding out Vilma is going to be in London next week and won't be calling our game. Yeah, I was really kind of worried about like an ongoing stroke happening while we're watching this thing because he just got nobody's names right. Like it was horrible. Bad. Flacco, all game. I'm like, motherfucker.
Oh my god. I kept screaming at my TV. I'm like, it's Flacco. For God's sake, Scott Van Pelt has been saying Joe Flacco for 15 years. How do you get that wrong? So now you can go over there and talk about, Carlton Wentz, the quarterback for the Vikings, and all of the other names you can screw up.
What a knucklehead, man! It's embarrassing that he's on the Fox network, like literally not doing any research. Like I don't think he watches football until he gets into the booth.
Well, and you know what? If I were to grant him some grace. He may have looked at this and said, it's a Browns game. Nobody's going to be watching. Who cares? I don't have to learn any of these names. And I could at least kind of, maybe. But yeah, after the Deion Branch, remember Brian Branch? It was Deion Branch a couple of weeks ago when Vilma was on the other call.
Yep.
And then to come in again and it's Aiden, what did he call Hutchinson? What did he call him?
Hawkinson?
Hankerson or whatever, Huntington?
Yeah,
I think.
Huntington.
Whatever it was. Oh. God, to the point where my kids were confused. They're like, wait, is there another player that I'm unaware of? I'm like, no, he's just bumped his head.
Oh God. Now, and like, I can empathize because I do really poorly with names. I just don't work for Fox with a job where I'm supposed to call people's names for the entirety of why I'm paid. You know what I mean? That's
right. Yeah, you're a football player that's compensated to talk about football players. You
can't even get their names.
I mean, if he was Jonathan Wilma, in the mouth of any other announcer, I'm pretty sure he'd correct him.
Let me see. I actually have a meme for this right now on my phone. Let me see if I can find this. This is actually a really good one. I can't say the word that's on the meme, but I can hold it up on the camera to find it. There it is.
It's going to be another mother-in-law thing. Oh, yeah.
Wilma, you. Jonathan Wilma, piece of shit.
Atrocious.
Oh,
just
man.
Atrocious.
Just horrible. Yeah.
I'll tell you though, when you and I were talking after the Packer game when we did the post-game show, and you started looking ahead at the schedule. And everybody and their cousin had that Ravens game as a loss. This one you hope to rebound. The Bengals look different now. To be done with the first month of the season, sitting at 3-1, and I still think this team is yet to play its best ball. I still think they can find another gear. You got to be feeling pretty good because even when he couldn't get the names right. But I think even Vilma noted that they're going to be favored in most of their games moving forward through the next 3 or 4 weeks. and for good reason. They're playing really, really good ball and finding a lot of different ways to beat you.
Yep. Frosty Cakes, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Who knew the key to beating the Browns was to not give them the ball on your own 5? Yeah, that's something. Somebody should write that down. Somebody should write that down, because that's a rule to live by, I think.
It helps. It's good strategy.
Let's see. Still waiting on the show to kick off. We're getting closer. I think they're stumbling through it over there in Lions Land. We got the Russian. We got Amon-Ra, a good 70-yard game, clutch as usual, man. Just bang, bang, bang. Every time he touches the ball, he's Mr. Clutch, man. Just there's rarely a catch that he makes that's just unremarkable. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, cool, 7 yards. I think he had 1 or 2 like that, but the rest were all just booming plays, big deals. It's freaking great.
Yeah, the way he's functioning in this offense, it seems to have found that kind of level where he's just going to be money. You just assume if you see the ball headed to 14 that he's going to get whatever he can get. The other thing that is becoming more clear about this version of the offense is just how reliant they're going to be on Gibbs, because he can get stumped, he can get stopped, he can get stopped, and then he gets you. You give him enough chances, you're not going to shut him down all day, not even when you're the number 1 defense in the NFL. He's still going to find a way to bust one. And then, like, that touchdown, you go back and look at the footwork on that touchdown he scored. I mean, those were ballerina toes where he just kind of clicked his heels as he went, around the inside of that post.
There's no place like home.
Exactly. It's exactly what I was thinking of. Like, those could be ruby slippers for real. And he's a guy that, you give him enough chances and sooner or later he's going to get you, because you can't shut him down for 60 minutes. And it's pretty clear that the Lions are hip to that. They haven't to this point been interested in an even split with him and Demo. They're obviously going to ride with Gibbs as the primary back, and eventually you give him enough opportunities, he's going to put one in your eye. So
yes,
that's been fun to watch too.
Yes. Where were we? I want to do an AMA on the Packers site explaining how to beat the Browns. Eric from the UP, thank you, sir, for the super chat. JMO has to join St. Brown for his daily 202 balls. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Make it 204 for him.
It's not bad. I want to know what part of the UP Eric's from. But anyway,
I love the UP.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Is 14 starting to get Rice status in terms of reliability? I feel like that's very much playing itself out right in front of us, in front of our very eyes.
Can you, in the current league, is there a more reliable set of hands? I mean, is there a guy, if you went to every roster in the NFL and looked at 31 other wide receiver rooms, is there a guy you'd rather have in a clutch spot, in a third and long, in a fourth and mid? Is there somebody else you'd rather throw to?
No.
I mean, I know that Chase and Jefferson and all these guys, they get all the run, but then every time they put up the totals from the time Saint came into the league, he's number 1 in everything. And he's a guy that Jared has implicit trust in and goes to all the time. And every defense knows it. Every defense that the Lions play know that 14's the guy.
Yep.
When they need a bucket, they're going to go to St. Brown, and they still can't stop him. I don't think you could find a more reliable set of hands. I really don't. At the risk of sounding like a complete homer, who else would you rather have there? I can't think of anybody.
I have no idea. No, I have no one on this team for sure. And I don't want to say for sure like they all suck. That's not what I'm saying. It's not like when we had Calvin and nobody else, right? But there's I don't know. I can't think of anybody in the NFC North. Again, I mean, as I kind of cast my net wider and wider, I can't think of anybody that I'd really rather have than him. And I mean, I'm just waiting. I got this kind of problem because of Calvin, and I know they're different looking, but Calvin always got open. JMO keeps getting open. It's just he's not catching the ball, and I'm waiting for that to happen. Those sticky hands. I guess Calvin had a lot of drops too, but I don't think JMO's going to be Calvin. I'm not trying to say that, but it's one of those things where you get spoiled by a player like Barry when he played. While he was playing, watching him, I knew he was great. He was fun to watch, but just didn't realize how freaking amazing and how freaking good and how much better than everyone he was in the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate it like I should, and I'm trying to work it through, but I don't know that there's going to need to be that level of appreciation for for JMO. He's got to get those hands working.
Well, and there are two things there, and I remember when I was in training camp and when I was covering the Lions, Kelvin was there. I'm old. There's a couple of things in that comparison. First of all, Calvin Johnson was a physical freak of nature, and JMO's otherworldly fast.
Yeah.
But Calvin was a one of one human being. He was barely one of us.
And everything gets compared to that now because he was ours. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I'm used to that. That's what I expect now.
The other thing is, I think there's a pretty measurable difference between what Stafford can do with a deep ball and Goff.
Fair.
And that's no slight on Goff.
Yeah.
Because Matt Stafford's arm talent is elite. Like elite of elite. I love the way that Jared Goff runs the offense, his processing, his acuity, the way he's a field general. Everything about that's fantastic. And we already talked about it. He's playing at an elite level. But his Stafford's arm talent was.
But Goff's ball is eminently more catchable than Stafford's. You know what I mean? So like short to mid passes, Stafford will zip it in there, no question. But it's hard. Yeah. It is hard to catch for these guys, or for a lot of these guys, because it comes in. Yeah. Goff can just drop that pillow in your hands, man. And there's something to be said for that. Different styles, different kinds of great in the quarterback area. You know what I mean? But
the layered throws. There were more of those today. I was talking to my kids about this. My daughter has turned out she's the football freak of the family now, and so we're going through. And those layered throws where you're getting over the linebackers, but down in front of the safeties, in stride on all those layered crossers that are in this Lions offense. Goff does that as well as anybody. I mean, I don't know how many you could say that would be better, but he's right there at the very tippy top of the league as far as being able to hit those precise layered throws. And that's why this offense runs the way it does. That's everything Laporte is catching. That's all of those Amon-Ra, St. Brown passes. His accuracy to the outside, to the hash marks is awesome. And the one thing, if he's got, it's not even a glitch. It's just not his strongest suit, is his deep ball. And that's where JMO comes in, who's always open. And they're just close, but not quite there.
Yep.
On that one. And you saw a bunch today.
Yep. Yeah. Stafford had nowhere near as good a play fake as Goff, and the run game suffered. He was pretty good at the play fake. A lot of talk about Tesla being a non-factor. Modman comes in. Tesla's a non-factor in an offense with 85 weapons. What a surprise. Yeah, no, he had some really, really nice catches. They were early. We're going to settle in. He's a draft pick, third round rookie with a million weapons around him. If he's getting the ball a lot, you've probably got other problems, actually.
Right. Well, yeah. And I mean, like today, for example, Jared Goff had 16 completions. 16 and 27. How many more do you think he had available for Tesla, considering the way that they were dialing up pressure and the way they were attacking that pass game? I mean, they're going to have better days throwing the football than they did today. That Browns defense is 100% legit. That's not they weren't a paper number one defense. These guys are mean, and they know how to get after the quarterback with just their four. And Myles Garrett is an alien. So I don't want to play him ever again.
No, I'd love to have him on the team, but whew.
Oh boy. Yeah, I hate for him. I hate that he's in Cleveland for good. That stinks. I would love to see him get an opportunity to play on a contender, but then he re-signed that big fat contract, and that's on him. Because I was really hoping he would force his way out like Micah Parsons did.
They may have to shed that though in a couple of years. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know that he'll be at his prime though. He's
fair.
Not getting any younger.
That's fair.
But there was nothing today to indicate that he's fallen off. My God.
Yeah, that's
absolute
crazy.
Monster.
Ooh, what a crazy man! All right, we're watching. We should see Senior Campbell up on the podium very shortly, and we'll let you know as soon as he's on. We'll bring him in and do the post game with him. We'll see how things go. We might skip Goff's presser today. We just for a time issue. I got to hop a plane, so out of here and then on the way. So just for you folks, I'm going to be up till 3 a.m. So just give me a little bit of love here for putting this out for you today.
Look at you. So dedicated.
I got to be at work first thing in the morning. This is gonna suck.
I don't want to hear it from you.
All right,
Shut up.
Fine. I am flying the corporate helicopter into New York City, though.
Nice.
Yeah, I get to kind of feel like a little bit so we'll see. All right, let's see what else we got going on. We got the Lions. It's going to be Campbell's popping up very, very shortly, and as soon as he does, we'll have it. Give me, before we get Campbell, give me your kind of big take on the game here, Mike.
Finding different ways to win. The offense really got on track the last 2 weeks. A lot was made of the 90 points and the 900 yards and all of the gaudy stats, the big rush game in one of them, the big pass game against the Bears, offense. And then today didn't have quite, you got a special teams touchdown. You got 10 points off turnovers. The defense really cranked it up, and the defense made an objectively bad offense look bad, which is that's what you want. That first drive, they go down, they score like every team has.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep hammering on it because there's no way that Kelvin Shepherd's not losing his mind on Mondays and Tuesdays in the defensive, right? He's not. There's no way he's not coming unglued about the fact that they can't seem to start a game because they keep losing the toss. So you go out there and you're like, okay, no, the Bears score and the Browns score and everybody, and then they just shut it down. So for me, that's the big takeaway, is watching this team, offense, defense, special teams, do what needs to be done to get a win.
Yeah.
And the Browns defensive unit showed up. There's here, you're going to make fun of me for my fun with numbers, but Jahmyr Gibbs ran for more yards today than any of their previous 3 opponents as a team.
Damn.
More than the Bengals did, more than the Packers did, more than Jahmyr Gibbs by himself got more yards rushing, and he only had 91. And I say only because we all know that Jahmyr could go off for 2 bills anytime. So that's my big. I think that's my big thought. It was kind of a slog. I mean, it wasn't the most fun game to watch. It was just kind of a lot of penalties. I think 12 in all that were taken. And, pretty sloppy. There's some stuff to clean up there. Joe Flacco's not fun to watch.
No,
Joe Flacco hasn't been fun to watch.
He's fun to have on the other team. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, I don't think Aiden Hutchinson probably would mind. And I don't know that you could get more defensive whiplash. Credit to Kelvin Shepherd and that defensive unit, going from Lamar Jackson to Joe Flacco. Like, is there a bigger what I don't know what the talent delta is on that, but it's enormous. When you start talking about the kind of guy that you're defending, you go from maybe the most electric quarterback in a generation to somebody who gets their AARP benefits. Like, it's woof. And so, like I said, credit to the defense for getting after it. They've still got some things to clean up. Brian Branch needs to stop taking stupid penalties at terrible times. And and speaking of Brian Branch, he's gonna be a big part of this defense moving forward with the injuries to the corners. So, that's my big takeaway, is just seeing the team do what needs to be done when the offense can't put up a laser light show in terms of numbers.
Going into this game, our defense was going to really need to set the tone in special teams, and offensively, man, we'll be smart. We'll find our spots, and really, for the most part, that's the way the day went. I thought our defense set the tone for the day, man. Those 3 takeaways, Leaf on the punt return, and offensively, we were able to turn those 3 takeaways into 17 points, which was huge. So look, the grand scheme of things, coming off a big win Monday night, short week, come out, find a way to close that out and play really, really good defense. I was proud of the guys for that. Is there a lot to clean up? Yes, there is. There's a ton, particularly offensively. We know there's things we can do better, but that's also a good club over there. So, good win. Proud of the guys for being ready to go, locked in. And now that's win number 3. On to the next one.
This could be considered a letdown spot just coming off the big win on Monday night. Do you feel like you ever have to worry about your guys being mentally prepared for a game like this?
No, I mean, look, you're always going to say you better guard for it. And I mentioned this. Coach Parcells used to put the mouse traps up everywhere. You'd come in on the next day if he thought it was one of those games, and there'd be thousands of them hanging from the ceiling. But I don't feel like we need to do that. We've been fortunate here that most of our guys are homegrown, and we got them when they were, they were young, and they know what the standards are. They set the tone for everybody else in the building, and certainly the guys that have been here a long time, like Decker and those veterans. And so we're fortunate that way. And I mean, it doesn't take much. You just tell them what's on your mind, and they already know what's up. So we've done a good job in that regard. Our guys snap back, and that's not always the easiest thing to do, but the standards are the standards. The identity is the identity, and it doesn't change for anybody.
Khalif off the top, he's sort of been an unsung hero for a couple of years now. What has he meant just overall to this team, and then that return,
Man,
big spot in the game?
I don't know if I can say enough great things about Leaf. He's such a stud. I mean, the guy. Look, we came in Wednesday, and Phipp and I were talking, and Phipp says I think we need to let him cut it loose. Tell him to cut it loose a little bit on these some of these punt returns. And which it's always a feel thing, right? And a lot of those, man, you're inside the 10. At what point do you let it go? At what point do you see if you can get one return or you fair catch? And we said, hey, we're going to get these blocked up. Leaf, go after it. And man, he was aggressive. He was aggressive, and he took that to heart. He trusted our guys, and he was fearless the whole game. I mean, all I think anybody really saw was that return. He was fearless the whole game, and we had some guys. We were this close, man. We missed a couple of blocks early, but we really did a good job on that one return, and a lot of it was him too. The way he hit it and broke through there. But I mean, the guy just said, "Okay, you want one? I'll give you one. Here we go." So. And it takes to do some of those that he did, and to take those returns without fair catch and knowing somebody's coming about full speed and they're about 5 yards from you, and to trust the fact I'm gonna be able to get this fielded and stick my foot in the ground and go. It's just, I mean, you got to be wired different, and that's this guy. He is. So everybody loves Leaf. He's a pro. He helps us on offense. He helps us on teams. He helps the young guys. He's a great teammate, and he's a stud.
You mentioned the defense, but the offense, you've scored 124 points the last 3 games, 34 points against this defense. What does it say about where you guys are in offense right now, and is there any doubt that you've reached or exceeded the level you were at even last year?
Well, I don't know if we can say what that is or isn't yet. Have we exceeded, or where are we at? Look, that's good that we were able to turn those takeaways into points, because that's really where they came from to start. And that takes, you have to finish those drives out. We did that. All right, that's good. But ultimately, we left a lot out there, and that is a good defense. I said that from the get-go. We knew it was going to be, but man, when you have false starts, you have holding, you have a illegal formation, you have that's got nothing to do with them. That's on us, and those are the ones that really just kind of eat at you a little bit. Like, man, we got in a ton of these 3rd and longs because we have penalties or something. Have a negative play we shouldn't have a negative play on. So those are the things you just want to feel like you're playing cleaner than that. I know we can play cleaner than that offensively, but I also know that's a good defense. And yes, we did put up 34. And in the grand scheme of things, man, you better be careful grading wins. That's a win. It's a good defense. We got number 3, and now it's on to the next one.
And what about the performance of Aiden? You needed a big performance from your defense, and your biggest players really stepped up, him included.
Yeah, just another big performance by him today. And what everybody sees, the quarterback hits, the sacks, the takeaway there, all big things that are right in front of your face. But I remind everybody, the guy plays the run too. And those are the things that, man, I know for me, I take the most pride in and watching. He can do all of that stuff that gets you all the glory, but he does all the dirty work, man. And he plays with his hair on fire. He doesn't take plays off. He's relentless. He's aggressive. He's violent. He's smart. He's disciplined. And it's just good to see him back playing at a high level. It's good to have him back, period. I mean, my gosh, man. You know, we missed him last year.
And you talked earlier this week about your team being like a chameleon. You can change the opponents. Was that sort of the case today? A different type of opponent came in. You had to do it a different way?
Well, I just think you play to what you believe your strength is going to be for that game. And I felt like our defense could set the tone for this game. And we were going to play that way. And see if they could earn it over there and play off of it and feel our way out here a little bit offensively. And we did that. And special teams is going to need to help too. So I thought what we went in and the style at which we played and how we wanted to play, I thought we did that, you know, and it did help us win that game. I just think we can be cleaner. That's all.
You lost both your starting cornerbacks today. First, you have an update, and second, you know, going back to the summer, you lost a couple of those guys now. How do you continue to navigate, you know, the injuries that's?
Well, I told Brad the good news is we have 7 days till the next game instead of 6. That's the good news. All right. So I don't, you know, we all saw Reed's. You know, I don't know I don't know what that's going to be or how long. I mean, certainly I cannot imagine him playing next week at a minimum till we get more tests done. And I don't think TA is a major thing. Now, I don't know. There again, I don't know about him next week, but it's certainly not as significant as what, you know, as what Reed had.
And last one here. On a day that your offense isn't clicking. Sorry.
Hold on a minute. It's FaceTime video here. Who's that? Oh, well. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, no, we're good.
On a day that your offense wasn't clicking, how much of a security is it to have St. Brown and Goff now 6 touchdowns in 3 games, right?
Yeah, now let me say this. That'll always be a security blanket, man. Those two guys, what they've got, the rapport they have, the connection they have, it's special. You know, and so that you know, having that always is going to make you feel more secure, make you feel better. And I'll say this, man, the last touchdown that we had there, once again, man, JG got us into the perfect call. That was all him. And it's something that you watch tape and you see what they do, and you can feel it. And he changed everything. He changed the protection, changed the play call, and he got us into the perfect freaking play. And so, man, that's all him. And that's what we talk about, man. He recognized it and communicated it, and then those guys executed. So it's just, that's the thing. When you see stuff like that, that's like next level. And that's where our quarterback's at right now. And I don't know if everybody sees those things, but man, that's a game changer for us on offense.
Last one here real quick.
0 sacks allowed against that front.
Yeah.
What does that say about guys like Benet, Taylor, and those guys?
Yeah, well, we always feel better knowing the 2 tackles that we have when we go against some of these really good rushers. You know, that always gives us more hope than probably some teams do, because we feel like our 2 tackles, man, that's where they can really excel. But we also knew we needed to use some resources over there. You know, Myles Garrett's a hell of a player. You know, I think Malik Collins is an outstanding player. So, but it says a lot, because I thought those guys did a heck of a job, and I thought Goff did a really good job in the pocket. You know, he really stepped up and maneuvered on a lot of these too. So I thought they all kind of worked hand in hand. Our receivers, I thought, tried to play fast and get open early. So all of that, you know, plays into it.
All right, thanks, guys. Aiden, Jared, Mitch, that's $100.
All right, there you go.
Somebody left their ringer on. Are you kidding me with this? I mean,
and then didn't turn it off, so it rang again.
Not that the locals aren't usually a gong show at some point, but my God.
I swear to God, everyone in that room's mom was a fucking Tylenol user.
Just, wow. I really, I do, a quick aside, and it doesn't have anything to do with this game, but I do have a plea, my own personal plea for the coaching staff of the Detroit Lions. and I'm begging you, the next time, and there will be a next time probably tomorrow, maybe later today, where you get a question about how much do you like fill in the blank, or how proud are you of fill in the blank, just answer with random numbers and adjectives. I'm 7 proud. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Next question. The stupidest thing ever. Like, why you're presuming something? First of all, that's journalism 101. You're assuming I'm proud. You're assuming I like this. It's so dumb. It's so lazy. It doesn't lead anywhere. Those questions don't do anybody any good. Like, what do you like most about this offense? What are you, Chris Farley from Saturday Night Live? Remember when you scored that touchdown? That was sweet. Like, drives me nuts. Oh. And for the love of God, silence the ringers. Turn your phone off. Treat it like a movie. You get a FaceTime call on the podium. Are you kidding me?
Oh man. All right, let me hit people up. God. While you think about that, and there's so much going on, you're coming up on almost to the holiday season, Mike. But I mean, we're leaning into it with a little bit of Halloween, and on the Halloween season, all your decorations, your costumes, all the good stuff is available at Amazon. Go to Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. No markup for you. They actually just take a little bit of that money out of Bezos' pocket, put it in ours, and help keep the show going. It's a great way to support the show by doing something you were going to do anyway. Just type in Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com in your browser, and boom, it'll go right to Amazon. You're good to go. Thanks for helping support the show with that. All right, let's take calls. We got a couple minutes here still that we can do it. We're going to skip out of the golf conference this week. Sorry. It's a scheduling issue for me, meaning I have to get to the damn airport. So we'll take some calls here and see what we can get going for the show, Mike. Anything you'd like to hear from the callers specifically today?
Well, I'll be curious to see what they thought. I always feel smarter when I say something and then Dan Campbell comes on and says something very similar, that he knew he was going to have a different game plan and that this team was going to have win a different way through his defense today.
Yep.
I'm curious where people's heads are at. I'm watching some of the super chats come up and other things. Jack Campbell. This is anecdotal. I haven't done any all 22 study on this one yet. We jumped right on the post game. That's one of the best games I've seen him play. He didn't miss. When it came time to get a tackle, when he had to make a big stuff in the middle, he didn't miss. And that dude was everewhere.
Yeah.
And absolutely destroying people. So
I'm supposed to give people
a lot to like.
Supposed to give people the phone number.
Yeah, you probably should.
That's my problem. 313-314-2421. That's the number. 313-314-2421. There we go. I'll throw that up. It's on the screen, so you can give us a call. See what we got going. Oh yeah, I missed a couple already. So yeah, come on in and we'll get you on the show.
Just a mess today, you are. What is going on with you?
I'm to be fair, I'm not sure all of what is going on. But hey, caller, how you feeling after win number 3?
What's up? It's Doc Zay.
Doc Zay, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I am living the dream, baby. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing fine now that you're here. You've got just the kind of help I need.
Win, huh?
Yeah, that was fantastic, man. It was messy. It was a little choppy with the penalties. It took a little longer as the game goes than I would have liked, but you know what? It was all good. It was all good. It came out fine in the end, and we played the number 1 defense, and we put a fat 34 on them. Whew.
We absolutely did, and 0 sacks.
0
That's pretty impressive for an offensive line that I heard was washed after the first game.
Yes, yeah, it was all over after the first game.
Yeah, I thought our season was done. Yeah, that's what I heard anyway.
Yeah, yep, you were you were correct. That's what I heard, Mike. When you declared the season over for the Lions after the first game,
Tell me you've got a flight to catch without telling me you got a flight to catch.
Right. One thing I really enjoyed. So all those JMO drops were frustrating, and something with the Goff JMO connection was a little bit off today. I'm glad they kept going to him though. You know, that's a Campbell move. That's a veteran coach move. JMO is the type of wide receiver that he'll kind of get in his head. I think if he leaves that game without a catch, it was good for Campbell and Johnny Mo to keep going to the well and finally get him that catch. I thought that was good.
Yeah, yeah. As the weather people say, that was a much needed instead of much needed rain, that was a much needed catch. Oh boy, sure. There's something about that JMO and Goff connection that's funky because it's not as smooth like with Amon-Ra. It's always just, you know, I mean, you miss every now and then it happens, but I mean, it's usually just right there and just sharp surgical. And on. Yeah. And with JMO, it's like sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high. And I have to imagine a lot, if not all of that, is on JMO and his route running still. I think there's probably a little bit of a lack of precision to what he's doing. But again, you know, there's a difference between Tool and a jazz band, right? And both are kind of good music, but it's just completely different.
Yeah, I mean, on one of the catches, he made the same mistake that he's made plenty of times in his career. He looked over the wrong shoulder, and we've talked about that on the podcast before. I thought he had outgrown that problem, but on one of them where he was wide open, he definitely looked over the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, he's been guilty of getting lost in the deep water on those routes. Now, to his defense, he's the only guy running those kind of routes because he's the only guy that can. You know, maybe Tesla at some point in the future will be sent on those deep routes because he can just beat somebody, you know, in a foot race. But JMO's the one back there, and the further you get from the line of scrimmage, the more space you have between you, the easier it is for you to get a couple of degrees off course and end up far from where the ball is going. And I think we all know, we all trust that Goff is putting the ball where we all agreed it's going to go. You know, Chris, to your point, who's at fault with that? There was the one pass today where Goff got bumped in the pocket. There wasn't enough time. He got bumped. But if there's a, you know, to the back shoulder where he went inside and then the ball was outside, you know, I'm going to assume 16 knew where the ball was supposed to be, and that JMO probably needed to fix that adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah. Lafayette Lion, JMO's going to JMO. You have to take today with another day where he's 3 for 150. Sure. And Chris is simple. He's not focused, man. I would have caught 3 of those balls if my head was in the game easy and I'm sitting on my couch. So, yeah, it does feel like a focus thing. It really does. And that's kind of the story we've heard a little bit about him. But he's grown so much.
Here's the thing. You said it earlier that we compare too many guys to Calvin and Calvin Johnson, and he's the standard because he was the guy for the longest time. We compare everything to him.
Yep.
We get caught comparing Jamison Williams to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is a robot. Yeah. He's not normal. He's the best in the league. And every wide receiver will have a bad game. Amon-Ra doesn't. He never misses. And I think, you know, Jamison Williams only looks terrible by comparison on occasion, on a day like this where he's off. It's because we're used to 14 who just doesn't miss.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zay.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And he can always ask DJ Reed for tips on catching after what has to be the prettiest interception I think I've ever seen in a Lions uniform.
I'm swooning. Oh man.
Yeah. Hate that he's out.
Yeah. Well,
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see.
Yeah, it was.
He'll be back. It's just a hammy.
Hell of a swan song. If that was it. They said hamstring. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
But hey Zay, we're losing you, bro. We're gonna get going here. Thank you for calling in. Good to hear from you. Good to talk to you again, man. Really cool. Doc Zay in the house. He made it out to one of our training camp parties. He's awesome. He's good dude. Hung out for a bit. Fun times. Flounder, thank you, sir, for Floundericious. For the I need to get that too, Fergalicious. For the super chat, thank you, sir. It's going to be a trend this year of teams playing Detroit coming into the game with the number X best defense, and then we ruin the ranking. And that's actually going to be a problem I have a feeling that every team we play, we're going to knock their defensive ranking in the dirt, and they're going to say, "See, they haven't even beat a top 10 defense yet."
Yeah, well, if you keep piling up wins, I guess I'll take that if that's the big criticism.
Yeah.
Is that they keep piling up wins, but they're not playing quality defenses. I think that's a. I'll take that.
Something about why they're not quality. They don't look like quality, right?
Right.
Oh, man. All right. 313-314-2421. Give us a ring. We'll get you on the show. We'll talk Lions. We've got just a couple more minutes here before we got to wrap it up, and I got to get to the airport. So sorry, folks. We're not going to do the full length. You're not getting it all the way to the base, just the tip today. But we've got a lot more for you. See, this is the thing, Mike. It's an edge not having an FCC. It's a benefit. You can be more expressive.
Yeah. Save for the images you put in everybody's head for when they're trying to go to sleep later.
No one's going to sleep. The Lions won. Oh, yeah, sure thing. I can do that. Got you on the color audio. Thanks, John Frederick, for letting me know. Okay, let's see. We'll hold out for one more call. Let's talk about... I need a tissue for after the show, Flounder. He knows what's going on. I'm going to be in the airport. I can't do that.
No. Ask any Minnesota politician. Don't.
It's not like it's a bus station.
You're gonna get in the news, man.
Oh man! All right, so there we go. Mike, give us like one more take. What's the takeaway for the Lions heading into next week, and what's kind of brewing for our gray area this week? What's kind of
I mean, going from what we're learning about the defense, I think today was the big lesson, right? Is that you learn about just how good this defense can be when they crank it up. I am still utterly confused about why they cannot start a game the way they play every other series. The opening series has been trash 4 games in a row, and then they've kind of found their legs a little bit. Aiden is rounding into form. I mentioned Jack Campbell. If Brian Branch can stop making one mind-numbing, terribly timed mistake per game, I think he'll save himself some fine money, because I believe he's been fined every week this season so far.
Yep.
And 2, he's cost them now 2 turnovers by taking just an ill-timed penalty in that secondary. He's going to have to play big. It sounded pretty encouraging there from Dan just now that that TA might not be out that long.
Yep.
And then we'll find out more as the week goes along about Reed and the nature of his injury. But that secondary is going to be tested. The defensive line is really, really impressive. And I think, as far as a sneak peek into my thoughts for later this week, I keep thinking about, where are we at a month?
Yep.
We're a month into the season now. How different do you feel about this team? I feel a lot different about this team.
All right,
there was, first of all, there were so many unknowns. Then there's week 1, and everybody douses their drawers because, oh my God, all the naysayers, all the Mina Kimeses, they were all right, and this team is lost, and we're done, and we're doomed, and the window's closed, and all this other stuff. And then 3 weeks later, you come out of that and go, all right.
Yeah, and they get back under the table and start. Hey, caller, what's your name and what you got going on, man?
It's Mo from the Creek, baby. You can't go a Sunday without me.
Oh! How you doing, brother? we got our Mo music going. And it's even what the button says, Mo music.
I appreciate that. I'm in the clouds, man. Cloud 19, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
That's nice.
Nothing but Honolulu blue smoke up here, baby.
All right. So how many was it? Was it a puff for every point today, or how did we handle the scoring? The 34 points.
Puff for every score, every touchdown, every field goal.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I'm all good, and I got my nice little edible going, so I'm all good.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of topping on the edible, right?
Yeah.
Just help you.
Look like J-Mo took a couple puffs before the game. So
Well, you just set him up for a drug test, brother.
Ah, damn. I know our free speech is taken away, so I just totally messed that up.
Oh man, so how you feel? I mean, this is 3 wins, man. I mean, we went number 1. We're on a good streak with Mo on the show because now we're winning, right? But after game 1, there was a lot of trepidation out there, a lot of worried people.
I would say since I started doing my Lions juice, we've been winning, so I'm gonna keep that going every week. You know, just side note. But I also feel good about the team, and you know, everybody was tripping after week 1. It comes with the territory. You know, we had to find our identity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're rolling full steam ahead. I like the defense. I like the way Johnny opened up that playbook. We look nothing like week 1, and that's good. And yeah, let's keep it going, baby.
It's different every week what we're seeing out there. Like, and they talked about it a little bit in the post-game presser, the Dan Campbell chameleon team, right? I mean, it really is true. It's that's good. Yeah. It's good.
Now I would say this: I don't put any team. It's still an any given Sunday league, and you know, to me, Flacco may be old, but he's still solidified. He may be Keanu Reeves and the replacements on our Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. Let me ask you, or let me ask Gray here, because we got Flounder in the chat. He's saying Gray's getting a contact high right now from this caller. Are you doing all right, Mike?
I can't imagine taking a puff for every point, man. I'd be higher than inflation. I wouldn't be able to talk. I'm a lightweight. That would not go well for me.
Oh man! Well, you live on a mountain too, Mike. No.
Yeah, the air's thinner.
Wow.
Air's thinner and the herb is stronger. Oh man! All right, Mo. So, what do you see for next week?
Well, who we got? The Bengals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, we got Big Money Joe. Oh, well, he's still out, right?
Yeah, he's Big Joe Toe is out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm liking our chances even better now. Yeah, I think that's put the dub up.
All right.
I don't want to jinx it or whatever. You know, we still gonna go to work. Every team is still the NFL, so anybody can get it on any given Sunday.
Yes.
So
sir.
we just do what we do throughout the week and bring the fans another dub, Lions.
Love it, Mo. All right, brother, we're gonna get rolling here. I have to go catch a flight. I gotta go fly through Atlanta.
Oh, sweet.
I'll wave.
And shout out to Khalif Raymond. He went to a high school, Greater Atlanta Christian High School around the corner from me. So we definitely shout him out. Lions Nation is down here.
Nah, nice. You got to get him in there in the Hall of Fame so he can get kiss his wife like he does.
Right. You have a safe trip, man, and be careful in these streets. You know, we start to get hated on this, this Lion stuff. We're in that Chiefs Patriots category now because we winning so much.
I'll take it. It's a good problem to have, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mo. We'll talk to you, brother.
All right, man.
All right, be good. See you next week. All right. Mo's out. All right. There we go, man.
All right, man. Another dub.
Another one. We'll see you on Tuesday, right?
Yep. We'll have our quarter poll for the season and look back at the Cleveland, maybe a little peek at the Bengals and see what else is happening.
Nice. It's all good, man. It's good. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got Riz is going to do something solo this week because my week is absolutely packed. So I'm not going to be able to squeeze anything in. We got Bish and Brown coming up. So it's going to be a heavy week. I might try to do some shorts or some quickies, depending if I get some time here and there. But we'll see how it goes. It's you never know. It's always a banana ram around here.
Make time for those Bish and Brown previews. By the way,
damn good.
They do a really nice job of analysis and setting up the games.
Yeah,
they're a really nice job. Super impressive.
Yeah, I'm like I mean, we got a hell of a team. It's really amazing the stuff that's put together, and it's I love Like there's no, like I talk about how they, in the media room, they all kind of collude when they talk, do their little press coverage. We don't even do that in our, our own platform. You know what I mean? It's like, no, say what you want. I don't care if you tell me I'm an idiot. Just back it up, right? Which isn't that hard. Klaslow, Chris's quickies are legendary. That goddamn right they are. All right. With that, we're going to say,
it's time to get that's your cue. Get on your plane.
Don't forget about us on Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 a month or more gets interest gets you access to the Slack. That's where Mike, Riz, myself, Bish Brown, everybody hangs out. Ash, the whole crew running around in there. Dr. Liao is bouncing in there, but call him Jimmy. It's a great place to hang. Lots of good stuff going on, and Grok is going to make an appearance there, probably as a stay for good, just to add a little bit more fun to the show.
Well, I know he'll be in there anytime Vilma's calling the game.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Michael Gray. And at DET Lions Podcast. DET Lions Podcast will always tell you when we're going to be live and do all that stuff. You can do all that with us. Go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Mike, why don't you tell people what happens when they subscribe to the... Use words.
It's the only way we keep the lights on around here, people. The content's free, but all of the equipment costs money. And so we've got to juice the algorithm and make the engagement machine go brrr. So please be a part of that. Yeah, join us in the Slack, man. I say this all the time. I'll say it every week on my segment there on Tuesdays. It is a great harbor in the open sewer tempest of normal social media where you just get the bots and the idiots and the hot takers. You can have yourself an argument in there, but generally it's with people who know what the hell they're talking about. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah. That's a fact. We've got something really great going on there. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, and no fucking problems. We're 3-1, and we're your Detroit Lions and Reddit connection. See you all soon.